When she first arrived, she was filthy, skinny, and completely unsocialized. Her fur was matted into clumps, her little body fragile, and her attitude full of fear. She hissed at every sound and movement, unsure of what would happen next. It was obvious she had spent her young life without any human kindness. Most cats don't need baths, but in her case, it was unavoidable. She was covered in dirt, her fur tangled beyond repair. The thought of giving a feral kitten a bath felt risky. It could have gone very badly. It was either going to be one of the bravest things or the dumbest things to try. Still, there was no choice if she was going to heal. The first step was to give her a small, secure space. Keeping her in a contained area allowed her to feel safe. If she had been placed in a big, open room, she would have only hidden and grown more afraid. In that small area, she could learn to feel comforted while slowly adjusting to her new surroundings. At first, she only hissed. Every attempt to get close was met with sharp sounds and a defensive stance. But each day, a soft voice filled the room. Talking calmly to her helped her get used to human presence. Over time, she began to focus less on defending herself and more on listening. The first breakthrough came when she allowed a hand to touch her head. It was brief, just a tiny moment, but it showed that she was beginning to lower her guard. That single touch opened the door for more progress. Once she had calmed enough, it was time for the bath. The water turned dark quickly as the dirt washed away. She didn't like it, but she endured it. And when it was over, the difference was clear. Her face looked brighter, her fur cleaner, and for the first time, she looked like a kitten again. Brushing became the next step, and to everyone's surprise, she enjoyed it. The brush soothed her, and she leaned into it as if it was the first real comfort she had ever felt. Brushing soon became a routine, one she looked forward to, and it built a bond that words couldn't. Brushing also opened the door for gentle petting. Between brush strokes, a hand would slide in, resting on her back or scratching lightly behind her ears. At first, she tensed, but after a while, she began to relax into it, even closing her eyes. Human touch was no longer something to fear. It was something she wanted. Toys came next. She had probably never seen toys before. But once she realized they were safe, she couldn't resist them. She pawed at strings, chased rolling balls, and pounced with all her energy. The more she played, the more her true personality showed. She wasn't just a scared kitten anymore. She was curious, fun, and full of life. The biggest breakthrough came when she climbed into the bed on her own. No one carried her there. No one coaxed her. She simply decided to join in. That choice showed she trusted enough to come close, to be part of the family instead of hiding away. From then on, her transformation only grew stronger. The kitten who had hissed at every touch now came forward for affection. She curled up, purred, and even demanded attention in her own playful way. The defensive little stray had become a loving companion. Her story spread quickly. Of the hundreds of kittens fostered before, she stood out. Adoption applications poured in. Families were moved by her journey, from filthy, terrified, and unsocialized to clean, playful, and affectionate. People wanted to be part of her future. Choosing her forever home was not easy, but in the end, she went to a family who had adopted before and understood the value of patience. They knew she had a unique history, and they were ready to give her the love she deserved. Looking back, it's hard to believe she's the same kitten who arrived so dirty, so skinny, and so unsure of people. Her eyes now shine with trust, and her body language shows comfort instead of fear. She doesn't just survive, she thrives. Her journey is proof that no animal is beyond hope. Even when they start out defensive and afraid, with time, patience, and care, they can change completely. All they need is someone willing to believe in them and give them that chance. If this story touched you, give it a like, share it with a friend, or tell us your own rescue story in the comments. Even sharing helps more animals like her find safety, healing, and the forever homes they deserve.